Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here and welcome to BBallBreakdown. We had an insane Christmas Day Finals rematch and it gave us everything we had hoped and more. Before I show you the keys to how these two teams matched up, I just want to remind you of our great friends over at SeatGeek who have the best app to buy tickets to sporting events and concerts. It's really easy to use, gives you a picture from the vantage point of the seat, and finds the best prices anywhere. Make me look good by using my code BBall and save $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek is the only place you ever need to look for tickets. So if you want to catch these two teams hooking up on January 16th or any other NBA game for that matter, use SeatGeek to find you tickets that not even the Andersons can get. Let's jump right in. Early in the game, Kevin Durant made his presence felt, showing the Cavs that he can be the difference. And for most of this game, it felt like the Cavs simply had no answer for him at all. However, LeBron did have something to say about that. Check this steal that was intended for Curry, holy moly, and then gets the roll on the other end. He'll be conspicuous for not getting back on this possession, but what was he going to do on this attack on the catch by Durant, who just yams it all over Kevin Love? But credit Love for not hanging his head and finding LeBron, who never got back on defense, with the long pass to neutralize KD's dunk. Later in the first, the Warriors run floppy to get Curry or Clay open with pinned down screens. Problem is, it makes KD into a guy just standing around like a statue. So he says, F it, I'm going to shot fake and blow right by LeBron, and all the Cavs can do is put him on the line. This appears to be a bad matchup for LeBron, and in the finals series, they'll have to figure something out because Durant made it clear LeBron can't stay with him well enough through this double pin down. One way to negate the defensive issues is to go to work on the other end, and that's precisely what LeBron did in the third. This was a fantastic defensive possession to bottle up the Kyrie pick and roll, and I'm sure the Warriors are happy to give up a contested three to LeBron all day, but he made them pay. Here's an interesting play, a double inside ball screen. This might have been improvised too, and it gets KD stuck behind Tristan Thompson, and the second ball screen ties up Clay, who can't get a hand up quickly enough, and now LeBron has got a rhythm. More fantastic defense to ice the ball screen, great rotation back to Thompson by McGee, forcing the kick out. Steph does a great job to recover and eliminate the drive, and on the pick and roll for LeBron, great containment, but he steps back, looks off balance as he lands on one foot, but still nails the very difficult and contested shot. Again, another well-contained pick and roll, and these are shots the Warriors would give LeBron all day. That said, he's shooting the second best percentage of his career now, so this is becoming a gamble not worth taking if LeBron keeps it up. At the end of the third, having withstood the LeBron barrage, the Warriors extend their lead with this beauty. Simple pinch post out of the triangle offense. Normally Clark would use the double pin down to cut to the top, but Fry expects a switch. Shumpert doesn't want to leave Curry. An excellent find by Green for the layup. And by the end of the third, they had taken LeBron off of Durant, who had lit them up for 28 points already. Durant wastes no time blowing right by the elder statesman for the dunk, and this game was slipping away for the Cavs. And when KD comes down and hops into a floater where Love was the last line of defense, it seemed like a 14-point fourth quarter lead was insurmountable. But 36-year-old Richard Jefferson triggered the Cavs into a comeback. Off of motion weak into a sprint ball screen from Love, they catch KD helping one pass away, then a poor closeout allows middle. Clay was stuck behind Love, and Jefferson surprised everybody with the lefty yam as KD thought he was going to block the little lefty finger roll. Yikes. And the referees teed him up for taunting, which might have followed the letter of the law, but we'll see why calling it here had huge consequences later. And the real key to the Cavaliers' comeback was Kyrie Irving, as he did in the finals. He continued his tough basket making. Durant again closes out poorly and allows middle, but credit Livingston for seeing man and ball and being in decent position, but you've got to contest better than this for Kyrie. Still down by 8, watch Clay's feet. They turn the complete wrong way. He's actually inviting Kyrie to go middle. Kyrie takes the bait for a second, but then crosses him over, finds no one back there, and gets an easy layup. And with a 6-point deficit, they run a pick and roll to get a switch of Draymond onto Kyrie, who's in line for a Defensive Player of the Year award. No matter, Kyrie isos on him like he's the worst defender out there and nails the triple in his face. Wow. Let's move to the end of the game where the W's, despite all the shot making by the Cavs, still have a 2-point lead and the ball. They involve Love in another ball screen, and when they blitz him, it's a short roll for Draymond, which is normally an easy score. This forces Kyrie to rotate and leaves Iguodala wide open for the layup. But this is a great steal by Kyrie to save the day, and while the Warriors do a great job getting back in transition to stop the surefire layup at the other end, they are caught in some cross matches with Kevin Durant on Kyrie by himself in the right corner. KD again allows middle penetration, but does a nice job to contest this shot. But look at this running, fading lefty half hook with great touch. Give Kyrie the game ball now. With the game tied, the Warriors don't go to their bread and butter low post entry. This would have been a perfect time to go down low to Durant with the much smaller Jefferson guarding him. Instead, they run a double staggered pin down for him. Watch the spacing. Why isn't Steph spotting up at the 3-point line? They end up with a bad shot, a contested long 2, and can you hear me shaking my head? The Cavs come down and screen Kyrie with Curry's man forcing the switch. Draymond is worried about Love and can't sink to help, and Steph gives up the baseline to Kyrie. I like how Durant came over and Iggy moves with him on a string, and I get there's a natural inclination to move over and down, but it allows an easy cut for LeBron, who just dunks over everybody. However, just watch how long he hangs on the rim. If you're going to tee up Jefferson for taunting, then this is surely a tech for hanging on the rim for way too long, and the NBA agreed with me. That said, in a ball don't lie moment, LeBron bricks the free throw. Both these teams run great out of timeout sets, and off the break in the action, the Warriors catch Love way too high on the weak side guarding Draymond. He's got no margin for error to get around the Steph back screen, and it's a brilliant call for the layup to tie the game. The Cavs come up with some nice cutting of their own. On this UCLA cut, watch how Kyrie gets underneath Clay, stops for a second, then explodes to the rim. Great pass and nice reverse attempt, but watch Clay erase his mistake by getting a piece of this. A spectacular defensive play to potentially save this game for the Warriors. And it left the Cavaliers woefully out of position to get back. Love has 2 players to guard, and Curry knocks down a wide open 3. Here's where it got completely crazy. The Cavs run high horns, but KD gets through the screen. Curry foolishly gambles for the steal here, and it gives up a jumper cut wide open. LeBron misses it, and watch Curry make a great defensive play to knock the ball away. Fantastic hustle by the 2 MVPs to go for the ball. LeBron keeps it alive, but there's almost no time left on the clock. Jefferson is forced to jack it up, and the Warriors need only get control of the rebound. Iguodala gets it, and if he can make a simple play, KD dunks and the game is over. But Kyrie pursues this beautifully and gets just enough of the ball to knock it a little bit loose. KD can't get his mitts on it, and Kyrie really deserves the game ball now. To top it off, he comes down, Iguodala is a step late realizing he had to pick up Love, and is now out of position on the pick and roll. Kyrie splits it, Steph can't do much to protect the rim, and they cut it to 1. Still, the Warriors need only run down the clock a little bit and take a good shot, and they'd be in okay position. This was supposed to be a pin down for KD, who would then ball screen for Iguodala. A most curious play call, to say the least. They could have had either Durant or Curry handling the ball and getting the screen. Kyrie gets around the ineffective ball screen and blows up the action. Now you're relying on Iggy and Draymond to produce a shot for you while you've got Clay, Curry, and KD standing around and watching. The clock expires before they can even get a shot off, and now it looks like the Cavs have the basketball gods on their side. Remember, the defense from the Warriors have been really good all night, and this is no exception. Clay contains Kyrie beautifully, forcing a spin. Clay contests this as well as possible short of blocking it, but no matter, Kyrie is too good. If KD is the X factor for the Warriors, then Kyrie is the Y factor for the Cavs. And this brings us to the crazy finish. Fantastic play call. Watch how Durant moves to set a pin down for Curry, which will naturally draw attention to the Curry cut. Just before he sets the screen, he slips it, forcing the switch of the smaller Jefferson on him. This should have been a post catch, but the pass floated a little bit, forcing KD to have to make a move. Jefferson steps on his foot, tripping him and sending him to the floor as the clock expired. 2 things. It doesn't have to be intentional for a foul to be called. Plenty of people argued with me on Twitter that Jefferson didn't mean to do it, so it shouldn't be a foul, and I'll just say, nobody ever means to foul somebody. Kind of like how everyone in prison is innocent. Second, they had a timeout left and should have used it once he started stumbling. As a result, the game ended in an epic fashion, and I cannot wait for the rematch coming up soon. You in?